Hello, welcome back to another coding tutorial. So in this video I'll be showing you how to make a robust data manager or data store. Choose your fancy. But anyways, let's get on with the video. First video of me talking inside. So in server script service, add a server script to it. Is it a server script? Yeah, it's a server script. Well, just add a regular script, not a local script, just a regular script, and name it Datastore. Okay, because if you don't name it, you're probably going to get a mix up of other things. So for the sakes, I'm going to be adding this onto Pastepin later. So I'm just going to write where it's located, server scripts, server script service, server script service. So we'll know where to put it. Data store, and let's do some Lua on there. So you don't need to add this part, but if you want to be cool, you can add it. So below that, I will be doing some variables, multiple plural. So the local, local players. Let's actually do caps players. Equals game dot get service players, then local. Okay, Datastore service. Yeah, I think we need that. Datastore service game dot get service. I don't even know what that even is, but we'll just ignore that. Get Datastore service. Datastore service. Then we need our run service. Game. Get service, run service. Okay, so this is for to detect if players leave and join, save values to them and stuff like that. And well, this is for saving data, permanently for Roblox's systems, servers and stuff like that. And this is used to detect a shutdown of a server or whatever, or device shutdown or whatever like that. Just so we can save their data, they don't lose their data. So now we'll add another variable, because I don't think it is a variable, but I mean we have a code comment for this variable, because I don't think it is a variable, but I think we should categorize it because it's pretty important. So Datastore service, get Datastore. Now you call this what you want, but make sure to make something simple, like I don't know, player data, version 1. That's for if you like, if you want to like change it there and make sure everyone's data gets deleted, stuff like that. Now this is your main data store, container. So you change the name of that, and you're a completely different data store. So it's pretty important indeed. So for the sakes of Pastepin viewers and YouTube viewers, I'll add settings for you instead of just like doing it raw. So we'll do local autosave, save, and just do underscores, because underscores look cooler and just jumping it all up together. So we'll do 60 seconds because excuse my switching on screens, but as you can see my game is a bit bland. I don't think anybody was spending more than 60 seconds on that. But if you've got a big game like RPG game or something like that, then you're going to want like maybe like 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes or something like that, because you've got to load all your data in, and RPG games have a lot of data. But besides my rambling, this will auto-save every 60 seconds. So we need save retries. Do another one of those, and then we'll do caps. That's the second one. Really know how to make cool things. So if your data fails to retrieve, it will repeat 3 times, and it will give up just. I'll make it. I'll say it to out the game, sure. So this will be a session data. Now we need leave it. We will leave it. So we'll jump on that. We'll get that a bit further away because it's not really set in-ish. So this is your temporary cache of data. So your data will be cached inside there of what you earn from the session, ready to be saved. So right now we're going to need default data. Default data is basically like the data which is to be saved. There's not much to explain from it. It's just kind of like the default stats for new players. It's a good explanation. So in my game, because I like having all these stats in my games. This isn't like a bland game for YouTube videos. So we want all these values. Yeah, of course you need the XP. If you've got a level, you need the XP. Now here's the most important thing: is your commas. If you forget your commas, you're going to see red underlines. You're going to be very confused. As a script kid myself, or I used to be a script kid, I didn't know about these commas, so I used to only copy and paste scripts back then, a long time ago. But now I know about the commas now. Thought it was a good idea to mention that. So local function. Right now we'll be doing the create Leaderstats, which will be the function which creates Leaderstats. As I said before, there's not more to it. Got to have these Leaderstats because Leaderstats is it'll be basically a folder inside your player. As you see, my name's Poke Programs. Nice to meet you. We'll have a folder inside there, which will be the Leaderstats. If it's called Leaderstats, if the folder's called Leaderstats, Roblox will read all the values inside and will print it at the top right of the screen in the player list as a leaderboard type system. But besides the point, we need to create it and put in the player. So we'll do instance.new. Come on, folder. And then, so it doesn't actually manually name the folder, so you've got to name it yourself. Make sure, don't ever add caps to it. I haven't tested it before, but I don't think it actually works if you add caps to it. Knowing Roblox being a janky game, I wouldn't, yeah, I just wouldn't risk it. Okay. Sorry, just messed up. So, wait. Yeah, I did do that. Okay, so I will be okay. So cash. So let's do some cash in here. No caps will be better. Keep it all in sync. So there's two options to do it. Int value, which is your normal value, easy, smooth, best idea, unless you want to do a number value. If you want to do a number value, that is basically like int values you can't get decimals, but number values you can get decimals. It's if you want to floor it or not. Personally, I prefer no decimals, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. And like I said before, you've got to name it. If you don't name it, then it won't be retrieved. Unless you make a super weird system where you can only have one data thing. Besides the point, so we want it to grab your data, and the data will be cache, and the cache parent will be inside Leaderstats, because obviously it needs to be shown. Okay, so by adding data there, it will be saved to data, and whoever's retrieving that, which I'll reveal in a second, will place that inside session data as a cache. Yeah. So that'll be saved into there as data.cache. So let's continue. So what we need next is levels. Level equals. We'll do no caps. So we'll do an int value for this as well, because I think it'd be pretty weird if I had a decimal level. So you've got name it. We'll call it level. levels or level? Just do level. Okay, I'm just going to read it. So do value equals data. Data dot. Hold on, did I mess up here? Level? Yeah, no, I didn't. I'm fine. Parent will be Leaderstats. Okay. Wait, where's this data actually? Okay, yeah, I see what I'm doing there. So next we need XP instance dot new. Again, I don't really want decimal XP, so we go in XP.name equals, let's do all caps, because XP's all got all caps. That's how it usually is. Value equals data.xp. Then we'll do parent will be Leaderstats, like all the rest of them. Okay, so that looks good to me. I think that is this function done. We'll leave a space there. Should we do a code comment? Sure, why not? Let's do a code comment. Data creation. Oh wait, no, don't do all caps. Data creation. Right there. I'll give you a few seconds to catch up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. You obviously pause the video if you haven't caught up yet. I don't think I'm very fast, so be surprised if you haven't caught up. But it is pretty hard to follow a video, in my opinion. But anyways, so we need a function. No, don't do quotes. So we need a function which gets the data from the player. Okay, so let's get into this. So we need a success. Do a comma and put data. Successes did the request work. Data is the returned data. That. But finished that. What you get from that, you know? Get from that. Okay, so do a attempt. Put that up close actually. So attempt equals 1. Do a comma. Do save retries. Be using this config right here. Setting config, whatever you want. Save retries. Do success, comma, data, then pcoil function, and delete that, add that, and bam. Okay, so we need something that returns it. So we need return Datastore, Datastore. And colon dot get async player dot user ID. Okay, make sure you're using the user ID because a player's name is subject to change. User ID is a permanent ID. Okay, like I don't know, a card for your work or whatever to log in or something like that. I don't know. Can't think of any analogies at the minute, but let's get on with it. So if it's a success, then I'll make it break. Basically that stops retrying if successful. It's break or does break from the function. Okay, so we'll do a bit more. So okay. So if it's beyond us and we can't fix it, no, actually, no. We'll just let the player know that their data failed to load data for comma player dot hello. Alright, it's not letting me steal stuff from it, but attempt colon comma attempt. So what this will do is warn the player that their data failed, but this isn't the last call for them because they've obviously got their save retries, which we've got 3, but that's subject to change for who is taking my script and putting their game, obviously, because I've got it set to 3. I don't know what you want yours set to. So yeah, say player name, then it'll say what attempt it's on. That's attempt. So it'll start at 1 and it'll obviously change due to save retries, and it will let you know which attempt it's on. So okay, there we go. Then we'll do task.wait. Now this is vital because this is like a while true do value where basically it runs at like 0.0001 seconds per I don't know interval, which is extremely fast and will crash the game immediately. So we got to add this task.wait to balance it out and make sure the game does not crash. Okay, so this is this little segment done. So this is if your game does not succeeds. I'll make it, I suppose I'll make it kick you. Yeah, player. It's colon, please it's colon. Let's see if it's colon. I won't know if it's colon. We'll see when we're testing. Failed to load. Please rejoin. Yeah. Obviously, I'm begging him to come back, aren't I? Might as well put a little smiley face at the end. I'm joking. Make it professional. Make it professional. If you want a smiley face, then add a smiley face. This basically will kick the player if the data completely fails. Like, there's no hope for it. Then, just to make sure that everything's doing fine, we'll do a return nil at the end. So, furthermore, past this end, we'll do a few spaces. If not data, then is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Okay, good. Data equals table.clone default data. So if the player is a new player, then if the player's a new player, then they'll get some new data, yeah, and they won't be put subject to all this progress because this will just kind of like be like invalid if they're a new player, because obviously they wouldn't have any data saved to them, would they? Starting off. So perfect. Should we do another one? I just heard the weirdest noise. Sorry, I had to pause recording then. Find something. Okay, so we get to return data, so that sends the loads of data back. So now, what we're missing, we need something to save the data, obviously. If we don't have something to save the data, then who's keeping track? Alright. Say player data, clear indicator for value right there. So local data will be the session data. We'll do, is this brackets? Yeah, it's brackets. Player, so it gets cached to the player data. So if not data, then return. That's if no data exists. Obviously, you need those. You need them in case someone falls free, so they get returned. Okay, the stats equals player dot find first child. Don't know why that isn't working, but I'm gonna call that. So that finds the player stats folder safely. And then if we do it up close, if Leaderstats, then that's if the Leaderstats exist. Just space to make it look good. Data.cache equals Leaderstats.cache.value. Basically what that does is that updates the cache to cache. Cache to cache. I know that's a tongue twister, but that's basically what it does. So data.level. Wait, I think I did it in caps. Level equals Leaderstats.level.value, which are all stood in caps. Then data.exp, xp in this instance is stats.xp. Right. So we'll do the players joining category. Players.player added. .connect function player. Okay. So we basically need local data equals session. No, equals get player data player. Gonna use session there, but we don't need session because we got that. Yeah, I didn't make that for nothing, did I? Spread them out a tiny bit. Spread this out as well. Okay, so local data. That's loads the player data. Pretty important. If not data, then return. That's if not data. Data fails. So session data. Player brackets player equals data. Just so we get that clear. Okay, so that stores player data in server memory. So we need them to create the Leaderstats next with player, and we'll do comma data. So that creates the leaderboard stats. So if the player leaves, we obviously want them to save the player's data, obviously. So we're going to need player removing services to be activated. No, not a player added, removing. So we'll obviously connect that to a function for player. There you go. Okay, so player removing services. So we want it to obviously save the player data. Player. So it saves the player data when leaving the game. Experience. Sorry. Session player, session data equals nil because we're removing the cache data to prevent memory leaks, obviously. Well, not obviously, but you know what I mean. Put my vocabulary. So we need the autosave function. We'll drop some lines there as well. Separate them a tiny bit. So task.spawn function. We're gonna need a big boy on that one. While true do. This is the function which I was talking about earlier, which is similar to the for attempt equals 1. As in you need weights or it's going to break. So task.wait autosave interval. So that autosave interval up there, obviously save it as a appropriate time. So if it's 5 seconds, crash. Anything below 30 seconds is not something you should be doing. I wouldn't advise that. But obviously make this dependent on your game size. Because this is basically what this is if the player crashes, we've got like no way of saving them if they like completely crash. So obviously it will auto save every few intervals or something like that. So I make it wait between auto saves using the auto save interval which you previously set as your one. Players in iPairs. Player in iPairs colon. Wait, no, don't do a colon. Player dot get players. I messed up. Sorry. Players dot get players. Is that enough? Is that adequate enough? I think it is, yeah, it doesn't seem to be overrun. So save player data. I feel like I've messed up somewhere. Stop. I'll retry this. not entirely sure. I may have messed up here. It's just like the do part looks a bit wrong. Definitely looks a bit wrong. Let's quickly redo this function right here. Player in pairs. So we'll do players. Players dot get players. Do, and then we'll do save player data. Obviously save the player. So it saves the player data automatically. It does. That'll make it look all neat and nice. And then we'll do the server shutdown save. If you ever want to shut down your servers, you have to have the care in Wales. BindToClose function. Okay, so if run service, so where run service comes into use, is Studio, then task wait to just give Studio time to finish saving, so just to give some. And then we can do for player. Looks not give me those tab indents, but that's the point. In pairs, players, don't forget players, and everything there. I don't think I've anything there. Save player data to the player. Emergency save during a shutdown is what this is. Okay, so I'll quickly go over the script again. So stack. So this is how you create Leaderstats creation, and then this is. Don't I'll run through it again. I'm just putting it. Explain how you get the data. Get data from player. Then down here is how you save the data. Save data from player. Then on join create data. And polar opposite on leave save data. And this right here will be auto save, and down here will be save on emergency game shutdown. Okay, there you go. So we're going to quickly go test this out, see if I made any errors. So as you can see, 100 cash, 1 level, XP. Okay. Okay, back to it. So, your data, yeah, Sean showed that off. So, if you go players, poke programs, it'll be normal name. There's your folder, there's your Leaderstats folder, cash, level, XP. Obviously, it won't save in Studio, but it will auto save in Studio. So I can't really show it because Roblox is being a bit awful at the minute and wasn't letting me in earlier. So yeah, so do poke programs. You can actually do this in game if you press F9. In fact, I'll show you the F9 version instead. So F9, then you press server. I'll leave that up so you can watch it go up. Game.players. Your username. I am the well-known poke programs, 100%. So .Leaderstats. For me, it's cash. Do cash. Don't forget the dot value. If you forget dot value, it won't work. Then you do. If you just want to set it as something, then do that. I'll set it. But if you want to add to your current value, you do plus equals. So personally, I just want to set it to 200. There you go. So as you can see in the little print what the server made, cache value is 200, displays like that is 200, cache equals 200. Now I don't have enough time, and I don't really want to. That's actually a nice looking skybox, but besides the point, I don't really want to wait all this time, so my data probably won't save, but we can still have a look. So leave. Did look like the data did save then, but then rejoin. Oh, okay. So data did save because I'm assuming I was in the game long enough, or it's able to pick me up. So that is how you do it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I want to get 500 subscribers, and also don't forget to join the Discord server in the description. Thank you.